Hello everybody, Life on End here, and today we have another episode of the Extinction Armory upgrade analysis series. And it seems like every time I have a hard time saying that, but I got it out. So today we are doing the high grade armor piercing ammo, which was slightly a pain in the butt to test. Now before I get into showing y'all exactly how I tested it, I'm going to just kind of read the in-game description of what high grade AP ammo is supposed to do. And it really just says that it does more damage. That's all it tells you. It doesn't tell you how much more. It doesn't tell you if it's shooting armor, if it's shooting through armor, if that matters at all. It doesn't explain anything about high grade AP ammo other than it is supposedly better than normal AP ammo. Now this ability costs 5 teeth in the Armory, which is the cheapest type of upgrade you can get in the Armory currently. And right off the bat, whenever you buy it, you're probably not going to be like, oh my gosh, this upgrade is so amazing, because it's not a huge difference. But through the testing and results that I have gotten, it actually is a pretty considerable difference when everything is taken into consideration. So now let us switch over to the first part of the test, where I disable the high quality armor piercing ammo, and we get this nice convenient rhino down here that sometimes spawns. And we decided we'd have one guy with a maxed out shield just sitting there taking the hits, and we'd have one guy with a P226 behind him shooting it through the armor, which is the biggest part of the rhino, so you don't have to deal with any other variable other than the baseline damage of the high grade AP ammo, because AP ammo will ignore the entire back plate of the rhino. So we're basically just counting the amount of bullets it takes me to shoot into that rhino's back to kill it without the high grade AP ammo, and then we'll switch over and do the exact same test with the high grade AP ammo. Now I'll take this time right here to just say I'm using the P226 because it has the lowest damage drop off of any of the pistols. And I don't know, it's kind of weird that you would think like the Magnum would, because it's the most powerful, but no, the P226 actually does. And we put the muzzle brake on it, and we put the extended mags. We used those attachments because it would be, for one, easiest to take the range variable out of the entire equation, so I wouldn't have to worry about how far away really I am from the rhino. As long as I am a medium distance, it's okay, and it's not really going to matter too much. And the extended mags, just because it makes counting the number of clips it takes to put into them a lot easier. Now whenever I was doing in that last clip, it took me 128 bullets to kill a rhino, and that was without the high grade armor piercing ammo ability. That was just normal AP ammo coming out of the P226. Now in this one we are using it with the upgrade, and we are going to see if there is really that much of a difference. And like I said, doing the exact same range I was doing the other test, I'm shooting it in the exact same place, so that there's no like headshots or critical damage involved. The back plate is completely ignored because it's high grade AP ammo, or just normal AP ammo anyways. So really all you gotta do is you take the number of bullets difference and you divide them, of course the biggest number by the smallest number, and then subtract 1, and that is your percentage of increase of damage. And that right there actually only took 112 bullets. Now you're like, oh my goodness, it's only like a 16 bullet difference between the two. But yeah, that's a 16 bullet difference. Whenever you divide those numbers out, it comes out to a 14.285% increase and I have no idea what is going on over there. My backup battery, for some reason, is screaming bloody murder. But anyways, I am going to continue on. And just as a little something to compare it to, I had Frags running a weapon specialist with only the 20% increase, just so I could test and see if my percentage was even close to being accurate. And he was not running the high grade, he was only running the normal armor piercing ammo. And I had him do the exact same thing I did while I distracted the rhino. And I just wanted to compare what a 20% increase, which is what, you know, they say that the weapon specialist gets, and how a 20% increase compares to somebody that's not a weapon specialist. And it turns out it took him 108 bullets, which was only 4 bullets away from your high grade AP ammo without a weapon specialist. So the percentage increase is extremely close to being a weapon specialist and not running weapon specialist, if that makes sense. So at the end of the day, if somebody asks me, is this worth the 5 teeth to spend, I would say heck yeah, because it almost makes the first passive a weapon specialist bonus onto any class. I mean, it's almost the same increase according to the tests. I mean, because there was only a few bullets difference between the two. Now, that being said, when it's used with a weapon specialist, that's going to stack, and that will leave you as a weapon specialist, especially if you get it upgraded all the way, doing way more than just an extra 50% damage bonus. You're going to be doing 150% damage plus the extra percentage your normal or your high grade armor piercing ammo will add. So you're really almost doing 170 or 175% damage, depending on how they have their multipliers coded and affected. So really, this is adding a ton of damage, especially when you're using it with a weapon specialist class. So to people that are saying that it's not worth it or they can't tell any difference, it actually adds a pretty huge difference. Now, the weapons you're going to notice is most on are damaging weapons that do pretty high damage per shot. So, the VKS you're going to notice it on. You're going to notice it on the 44 Magnum. You're going to notice on every shotgun, the FP6 especially, because it has a slower rate of fire. And just anything with a slower rate of fire, you will notice it more. Anything with a fast rate of fire will still kill things faster at the same percentage, but just due to the higher fire rate, you may not completely notice that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. The next episode will be on, most likely, if the weapon specialist actually affects the death machine damage, and also the myth going around that while you're spinning, the drill is repaired faster and people are revived faster. One of those two videos will be the ones out next, as I have both of the clips to use for those videos. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take quite a bit of time editing and analyzing and making sure that I am not giving y'all any sort of false information, because I do not want that to happen. And also, on a side note, only the people that have the upgrade will be affected by the ammo. If you have the upgrade and you throw the ammo out, it will not affect your teammates. But if your teammates don't have the upgrade and they throw the ammo out and you pick it up, it will still affect you, but not them. Only people with the upgrade will it affect, and it will affect you as long as you are using armor-piercing ammo, and that's the only condition. And there is also the myth going around that using an engineer on a grenade turret makes it do more damage. So all of these things I'm going to be testing and posting over the next, week or two. I'm going to get all of these myths out of the way to where we know if they are fact or fiction, and that's just because I don't like it when people are saying, oh, it does this, but then it's like, no, actually it doesn't, or actually it does. I kind of want to know what is really happening. Anyways, guys, this is Life on End here, and thank you again for watching, and I am out.